Thanks for joining me today. This is Russ Irizarry, and this is a first in a series of short sale training videos I'm going to be doing. Today's presentation is going to be on the foreclosure process and timeline as they occur in the state of Florida. The information in this presentation should not be considered legal or tax advice. The foreclosure process varies by state and falls into two major categories: judicial or non-judicial. In the non-judicial process, foreclosure happens without the courts, and that discussion is beyond the scope of this presentation. In the state of Florida, we have the judicial process in which foreclosure is processed through the courts. For more detailed information on the foreclosure process in Miami-Dade County, you can go to this website here, www.miamidade.gov/foreclosure. There's three stages of foreclosure. We're going to focus on the first stage, the pre-foreclosure stage. And the pre-foreclosure stage is the period between the bank's notice of default, also known as a lis pendens, to the borrower, and the property going to a foreclosure sale. The second stage is the public auction, the actual foreclosure. This is where the property gets sold on the courthouse steps. In Miami-Dade County, that's at 140 West Flagler, room 908. And the final stage of foreclosure is the REO stage. Here, the bank has foreclosed and owns the property and will eventually put the property on the market. And again, we're going to focus on the pre-foreclosure stage for this discussion. And it is during this stage that the homeowner still owns the property and has several options prior to the property going to public auction. These options can be categorized two ways. First, there are options for staying in the house involving slowing or stopping the foreclosure, and then there are options for moving from the house. And we're going to be talking about these options in a future video. Okay, the pre-foreclosure timeline. I put this timeline together because in just about all the short sales that I do, homeowners always ask, how much time do I have before the property takes before the bank takes the property back if I stop making my payments. So in order to illustrate that timeline and the process, I created this graph here. So what happens is once homeowners start missing payments, they become 30 days, 60 days, 90 days late. At about 90 or 120 days, the bank is going to hire an attorney. That attorney is going to file a complaint in the form of a notice of default. Okay, that'll be served to you by a process server, and it'll be filed at the county courthouse. At the time that you receive that notice of default, if you haven't brought your payments current, the bank is going to proceed with the next step about 30 or 60 days after, and that step is a hearing or a motion for final summary judgment. And it is at that stage where the judge will determine a future auction date, at which point your property will be auctioned off and either sold to an investor, or it will go back to the bank. Okay, so from beginning here, 30 days late, to end, you have about 8 months, best case, before the property goes back to the bank. And again, this is a general timeline. A lot of it will depend on the how many foreclosures the bank is handling and how backed up the courts are in your county. But a major point of this timeline, this slide, is to show you that at the beginning of the process, when you start missing payments or you know you're going to miss payments, you should really communicate with your lender, because it is at this stage where you're going to have better options in terms of a loan modification or even a possible refi if you have the equity. Once you go into this territory here, after you get your foreclosure notice, you're going to have less options. So it's important that you communicate with your bank as soon as possible once you know you're going to start missing payments. We're all out of time. If you want to see this information documented, you can go to my free report You can get it at shortsalemymortgage.com. Just go there, enter your email address, and you will receive a 30-page ebook all about the process. Thanks for watching this video.